Boy, I gotta take a shit. If you want Stone Cold Steve Austin to take a big-ass dump, give me a hell yeah.
Well, what the fuck are you doing?
These videos are satiric reviews. You don't have to agree, but don't bitch about it.
Will Sasso. How does one define Will Sasso? For his time on Mad TV? Well, yeah, it's a good start, because let's face it, he was a lot of people's main reason for watching the show. And I know this because I'm one of them. His most famous character, of course, being Alex Jones. I'm sorry, you can tell me that he's a real person all you want, but I ain't buying that shit. Would you define him for his cameo in that Sum 41 music video? Maybe. I mean, I know I personally marked out seeing him as a kid. His lemon vines? Yeah, absolutely. That Three Stooges movie he made? No! Fuck no! How dare you! Never bring that up to me again. And don't you even think of mentioning movie 43 to me. Otherwise, I'll turn this channel around right now. But today, I'd like to define Will Sasso as a great big mark. By the way, it'd be really cool of you guys if you could not tell Stephanie McMahon that I use that terminology. Please. Just don't. Will Sasso is now, and has always been, a giant wrestling nerd. Which is probably both why he's appeared so many times in a wrestling ring, but also why he's almost always been consistently entertaining while in a wrestling ring. And if you're a wrestling fan, you probably already know that celebrities in wrestling don't always make such a great combination, you know? A lot of times I could do without them. Example, do you remember the Raw guest general managers? Well, try not to. Bury those memories so deep that even Freud wouldn't be able to dig them out. During his time on Mad TV, Will would always have a spot in the skits whenever wrestling was mentioned. From him mimicking the wrestling stars of that era, to interacting with some of the talent himself. He was always involved. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if he pitched and wrote most of those skits. And a lot of his wrestling impersonations were almost entirely dead on. You know, in voice and mannerisms, and sometimes both. Whether it was playing The Rock opposite China, or playing the guitar opposite The Rock, Will Sasso put butts in seats.
Finally, The Rock has come back!
On the podcast now, we've got none other than the Hulk himself, Hulk Hogan. How are you, man?
Hey, thanks a lot, Brian. It's really great to be here, Hulk Hogan.
But none of his impersonations were as accurate or more over than his impression of the biggest star in the industry at the time, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
Which is probably why he did that one on multiple occasions. Sometimes in front of the man himself. But for now, let's just put a pin in that. Let's just put this magnet up on it. We'll hang it here on the refrigerator, the metaphorical refrigerator. Don't actually look for one. And we're going to come back to that later. In 1999, Bret Hart, a then WCW wrestler, made his second appearance on the show, taking a page out of Andy Kaufman's book. During a sketch that included who else but Will Sasso playing Jesse the Dad Bod Ventura, Hart allegedly snapped, injuring both Will and his castmate Deborah Wilson. His gripe being that they were taking wrestling too lightly and not seriously enough. Sounds like Bret to me. And good on you, Bret. Good on you. Make Dr. Death proud. Sasso would then appear on Nitro at ringside, where Bret Hart would hand him his ass a second time around. This would lead to Will taking his revenge by showing up on Nitro and interfering in Bret's match with Roddy Piper, causing the Hitman to take a hit and lose the United States Championship. And naturally, this would lead to a match between the two. Oh, did I say naturally? Because what I meant was, why? Why would you put this on it? Who? Deborah Wilson accompanied her castmate to the ring and aided him during his feud. The match didn't last long, nor should it have. But it definitely was a far cry from the worst thing I've seen a celebrity do in a wrestling ring. I mean, you put the Undertaker match on before Snooki? Are you fucking crazy? Will got next to no offense in the match, at his own request allegedly, as to not soil the name of professional wrestling. Oh, Will, you weren't destroying wrestling. A lack of competition and competence, shit writing, decreasing psychology, no character development, and zero desire to change any of that is what's killing wrestling. Not you, silly. Anyway, since this was the late 90s, there had to be a swerve. And there was. You see, at last minute, Deborah turned heel on her coworker and sided with Bret Hart. For reasons unknown. Ah, yes, reasons unknown. Like the parts unknown, but for storylines. Not only would this never be referenced again on WCW TV, but it also was never mentioned on Mad TV, so thanks for that. Thanks for that, I guess. In 2002, he'd reprise his role as everyone's favorite beer drinker, Stone Cold Steve Austin. In a promo with then Y2J, Chris Jericho.
All right, jackass, are you ready for a beating? What?
In a segment meant to mock the Texas Rattlesnake. And in typical Stone Cold fashion, he laid down a can of whoop-ass on even colder Mike Austin because, and, well, I'm paraphrasing here, that's the bottom line, and he said so. His words, not mine. This was to promote both Jericho's ongoing feud with Austin at the time and Austin's upcoming appearance on Mad TV.
My new best friend, WWF superstar, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Hey, I ain't your best friend, you crazy bastard. Now calm the hell down.
And a mere 10 years later, he'd make his WWE return when he showed up in character to promote then upcoming Three Stooges movie. And hey, did I or did I not tell you not to bring that up? While the other two actors looked like they'd rather be anywhere but there, and one of the actors would later confirm that in an interview.
When on the WWE, is this right?
Yes.
Now this was intense because.
Oh, they watch the WWE.
Yeah. That's our
the
crowd.
other
Yeah.
highbrow show. Quality television.
Will had a good time, jumping back and forth between a Curly impersonation and a Hulk Hogan impression. And while most fans could appreciate Sasso's almost dead-on mocking of Hulk Hogan, the mayor of Knox County, however, did not. Also, allegedly, Sasso went on to appear in a promo that aired on Main Event with Dolph Ziggler, but I could hardly find any information on that matter, including the video itself, so if you manage to find it, send it my way and make sure you tell me how stupid I am. Okay, I appreciate that. Regardless, I'd like to thank Will Sasso for giving a crap about the projects he was a part of. And I'd also like to say, it's a crime. It is a crime that this man is not in the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame. Drew Carey showed up once. One time for one show. And contributed nothing to it. Hall of Famer. Kid Rock played a concert at WrestleMania. He got booed. Hall of Famer. Abdullah the Butcher contributed Hep A through Z to the business and never stepped foot in the WWE ring. Hall of Famer. So to who it may concern at WWE, you better put a ring on it. So with that being said, I'm the Social Injustice Warrior V Infuso, and if you like the words that came out of my mouth hole and you too want to become a VTard, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's plenty more where this video came from. Follow me on Twitter because, hell, why not? It's not considered stalking if it's on the internet, am I right? And don't forget to join the Discord. I don't have anything catchy to add to that, but just join it. Just go do it. And if you have a free moment of time and a free $1 to spare, then head over to my Patreon, where for just $1, you too could help keep this boat afloat. And if you don't have that $1, but you do have a free moment of time, then hit the share button. It will help me out tremendously.
The VTards, oh.